Only live, breaking news, good news, ladies and gentlemen. So wherever you are, maybe you can join us. This is Justice Command TV, the tallest man in Back Africa. And it is very, very interesting. We have very interesting news, breaking news from the High Court of Kenya, and very embarrassing news to William Samoei Ruto. Ladies and gentlemen, I know most of you mko kazini, lakini sasa wakati mwingine when the news break out, we need to maybe also come live and tell you that there are some breaking news. So when you look at it, is that the High Court of Kenya, karibuni, breaking news. Please register your presence by liking our video and commenting in the comment section, because we have breaking news from the High Court of Kenya, whereby the High Court of Kenya have thrown out William Samoei Ruto's housing tax into the Indian Ocean. Zimetupwa kabisa. The High Court has done Kenyans proud, ladies and gentlemen. It is very interesting to have the High Court doing or studying with Kenyans, because what the High Court has done, it has actually thrown out William Samoei Ruto's housing tax thrown into the sea. Hongera koti letu, mahakama ya juu imetufanyia vizuri sana, kwa sababu kule kutupilia bali ile sheria William Samoei Ruto is actually studying with the Kenyans, because according to the judges, the three-judge bench, this taxation was unconstitutional. The housing levy has been declared unconstitutional. Ladies and gentlemen, like our videos, comments, because Kenyans are very happy. A friend of mine just called me from Nairobi, and he's telling me in Upper Hill, they are celebrating the office. They are cheering, by the way. They are very happy. Kenyans are very happy that the housing levy has been declared unconstitutional. And this is because it lacks the legal framework. It has no legal framework. Imetupiliwa bali kabisa. Wataki kuisikia. And again, it has also been declared as unconstitutional because it is discriminatory, it is irrational, and it is against the Constitution. That is why it has been thrown out. These are very good news, ladies and gentlemen. When you see the court studying with Kenyans, you can see guys are joining our channel. The fact that is during the day, mmejaribu kuigia igeni, na like the video, comment what do you think about the High Court, ladies and gentlemen. These are very good news coming from the High Court of Kenya, that the High Court can study with Kenyans. The High Court can study with Kenyans and say, can tell William Samoei Ruto, no, hapa hatutakubali ufanye hivi, hatakubali uwe ati uvuje sheria. William Samoei Ruto has been breaking the law all the time, and the courts have been watching. But now the High Court has declared the housing levy unconstitutional. By the way, if you're joining this channel for the first time, this is Justice Command TV, the tallest man in Back Africa. We have breaking news, good news to all Kenyans, that the High Court of Kenya has declared the housing levy unconstitutional. The housing levy is unconstitutional. It has been thrown out. William Samoei Ruto is very embarrassed. I know wherever he is, he must be having lazima na hasira nyingi sana. But what we are experiencing is what Kenyans have always been asking for. We want this government to be called to order. We want people like Okia Mtata, because hongera, by the way, you should like this video. Kwa nini? Kwa pongezi, tukimpongeza, tukimhongera mwanaharakati Okia Mtata, the Busia senator, the fact that he can go to court, and now the court has declared the housing levy unconstitutional. It is very encouraging. How do you discriminate a group of people simply because they are employed in the formal sector? What about those who are in the informal sector? Why discriminate? These are the questions that the judges were asking. The judges are asking William Samoei Ruto, for how long are you going to break the law? For how long? You cannot just take the tax, because you see, I know that even the judges are feeling the heat. They are feeling the heat. Kwa nini, what else do you expect from the judges anyway? What else do you expect? Because you see, they have to study the law. They have to tell Kenyans, hapa mmechezwa, hapa mmedanganywa. So it is good that the housing tax has been thrown into the Indian Ocean, ikufia huko, izikwe huko kwa maji, kwa sababu hatuwezi tukawa hapa ati kila wakati William Samoei Ruto anaamka anafanya hivi from anywhere, anaamka anasema now Kenyans kutoka leo mwanze kulipa tax hivi, and the taxes that Kenyans are paying is going into people's pocket. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you yesterday that because yesterday we were live kuanzia saa around 8 to 9:30 p.m. We were live yesterday, and I told you that the government cannot explain, cannot be able even to account for the money that they have collected in form of housing levy. And I think the High Court should have told William Samoei Ruto to refund the money to the employees. These are employees ambao wanalipwa peanuts. They are not getting good money. Their salaries are very poor. They live from hand to mouth, and then you tax them. So I think it is very, very interesting. It's very, very encouraging to see the High Court can stand and tell William Samoei Ruto no. And by the way, this is how Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta started. If you remember the issue of the BBI, unajua mwanzo wa goma ni lele. Mwanzo wa goma ni lele. Good afternoon G. Good afternoon brother. Nchi yetu haielekei na hata wenyewe hawaelewi kutakuwa aje, but kuna Mungu biguni. Ni kweli kuna Mungu biguni, because you see now the fact that the High Court can tell William Samoei Ruto is very, very encouraging. The fact that because what I know is that the judges are feeling the heat because they are also paying the housing levy. The judges knows very well that William Samoei Ruto is taxing them, is taxing everybody. In fact, ask the pig farmers. I told you, a pig farmer today cannot be able to sell the pig without the ETR machine. That is electronic tax register. You must have it. And it costs about 100,000. This is shocking. It's not good, ladies and gentlemen. Because we cannot have a president, you cannot have a government that is taxing everything. Mpaka sasa, ukienda katika biashara, siku saa hizi, if you go to Gekoba, I've just come from there, utapata kwamba biashara nyingi watu ni kulia tu, ni kilio. And Kenyans are waiting for this, by the way. There is celebration in Upper Hill. A friend of mine has just called me and is telling me that in their office, in high five, because they are very, very happy. And William Samoei Ruto should be forced to refund this money to the employees, because if at all it is illegal, it's a legal levy. If at all the High Court has declared it unconstitutional, then the people who are working, the people who are civil servants, teachers, doctors, they should get their money back, because you cannot tax people in a discriminatory way. The Constitution does not discriminate in any way. Our Constitution does not discriminate the people who are employed by the government, that is, who are in the formal sector and those who are in the formal sector. If it is taxing, let everybody be taxed. Lakini William Samoei Ruto, wherever he is, I think he has learned the lesson. And even this issue of the International Convention Center, KICC, Kenya, whatever, that icon building that they are selling at 6 billion. Hata hiyo jameni, I think we should go to court and this thing should be stopped, because what they are doing now, they want to sell to themselves. You know, that is what they are doing. That's why they are selling so many parastatals. KVM ya Thika inaenda, KCC, the new KCC inaenda, NOC inaenda hii ya mafuta, Kenya Pipeline inaenda, even the sugar companies, they are selling everything. Hakuna kitu ambacho kinaachwa, na wanajiuzia wao wenyewe. They don't care. They don't care. Sasa wanajiuzia wao wenyewe. Sasa Kenya itabaki na vipi? And I think Wakenya tuna matumaini kiasi. We can say at least there is light at the end of the tunnel. The fact that the High Court can tell William Samoei Ruto no, it is very, very encouraging. The fact that the judge bench can come out and come up with a reasoned judgment and tell William Samoei Ruto hapa umezidi. Unajua wakati mwingine mtu uzidi bila kujua, lakini kusema kweli amezidi. And somebody is saying God favor. Saizi hata biashara imekuwa balaa. Hizo maujiga Zakayo anaforce watu. Ni sisi wananchi tunafaa tusimame tuseme enough is enough. But tukinyamaza tutazidi kuumia. That is true, G. That is very true, if you ask me. And when Kenyans now start telling the government it is no, it should be no. And that is why I'm also calling Raila Amolo Odinga, Sri Kalonzo Musyoka, Martha Karua, Wajakoya, wote wa Azimio waseme no, even to the report of the bipartisan talk. Without lowering the cost of living, it should be no. Because if people don't say no, wakati ambapo wanafinyiliwa, I think William Samoei Ruto is going to introduce new taxes. Right now, kile ambacho anafanya, like now he has introduced another social housing security funds, that one to replace NHIF. But when you look at it again, it is unconstitutional if you ask me. Ask any lawyer, he'll tell you that there is no legal framework about it. Ask any lawyer and he'll tell you it is also discriminatory, like the housing levy. Ask any lawyer and he'll tell you there's no way you can increase what, by the way, it doesn't make any sense. Ati anaongeza bei ya mafuta, anaongeza bei ya petroli, bei ya gesi, anaongeza bei ya stima, bei ya kila kitu, and then atunaambiwa sasa ulipe 300 NSF money, the new whatever social security funds money. Hii pesa ina replace NHIF. Doesn't make any sense. Si ni heri tulipe 500 na bei ya stima ishuke. Ni heri tulipe ile 500 tulikuwa tunalipa na bei ya stima ishuke, bei ya mafuta ishuke. That should be the way. But now, unajua sasa Wakenya wanataka kudanganywa. Wadanganywe na serikali ya William Samoei Ruto. Ati vile tutafanya, tunapunguza sasa pesa ya National Hospital Insurance Fund from 500 to 300 kwa wale ambao hawana, na wale ambao ni maskini kabisa tunawalipia. Wakenya wanadanganywa hivyo. But when you look at it, doesn't make much sense because we don't measure the cost of living na uga, kwa sababu sasa ukiangalia utaona kwamba they sponsor promotion in supermarkets, then they go there and take photos and then wanaanza kupublish, unaambia watu angalia bei ya mafuta bei ya uga imeshuka, sasa imefika 135. But the big question is, does the cost of living revolve around uga? Unajua sasa waliacha ile mambo ya pembejeo au bolea, fertilizer. Hapo beleni ukizungumzia the high cost of living, walikuwa wanasema sijui nini, angalia tumepea watu fertilizer, tumefanya nini. Sasa hivi wanatuambia kuhusu nini? Kuhusu uga, bei ya uga imeshuka. Bei ya uga imeshuka kwa sababu ni wakati wa kuvuna. It is expected. When the supply is high, the price comes down. Because definitely we have bumper harvest. That one we cannot reject. And we have bumper harvest because we have the rains with us. We have plenty of rain. That is why ukiangalia hata ng'ombe wameshiba, mbuzi wameshiba, even the grasshoppers are satisfied because there is green grass all over. So but you cannot come here and tell us ati kwa sababu bei ya uga imeshuka, ati kwa sababu bei ya uga imeshuka, gharama ya maisha imeshuka. Hapana. And by the way, if you enjoy this channel, like this video, and remember, we have breaking news that the High Court of Kenya has declared the housing levy unconstitutional. But I should like this video because of that. The High Court has declared the housing levy unconstitutional because, for one, it has no legal framework. There's nothing. They cannot even be able to account for the money they have collected. Secondly, it is discriminatory. You cannot discriminate people who are in the formal sector against those who are in the formal sector. That's why it has been declared unconstitutional. Again, ukiangalia vizuri sana, Peter Nyaidi, brother, good work. Yes, it is important, Peter, that we should keep on informing Kenyans of what is happening and people who are also in the diaspora, because this is our country. So if you enjoy this channel for the first time and you've not subscribed, you can take that 1 minute. Subscribe to Guys Command TV. Here we discuss things as they happen. Remember yesterday's video at night, we were still live, and I told you that this housing levy has issues. Because here, we tell things even before they happen. And I can tell you that Kenyans also need to come out again and call out the government. Tell the government that hii mambo ya kuuza parasito si nzuri. Hii mambo ya kuuza KICC yetu hapana, hatutakubali. Peter Nyakudi, nice shirt. But the color, what about the color? Thank you. So what we are saying, ladies and gentlemen, that hii mambo ya serikali atinaamuka inaanza kuuza kila kitu, they don't care. Wanaamka wanaanza kuuza sugar companies, wanaamka an icon in Nairobi that has been there for so many years. I was telling you that the land in which KICC stands is worth more than 6 billion. The building itself without the land, I think it is worth more than that. Halafu ati watu wanajitokeza ati wanunue ati wauze. The question that Kenyans are asking, who is buying? And definitely hawa watu ni kujiuzia, wanajiuzia. I told you in my latest video, in the morning video, I told you what these guys are doing. Ni mali wanatafuta. They feel that they may not win this election. They feel that they lose power in 2027. Lakini sasa hawataki kutoka mikono mitupu. Hawataki, they want to have money in their pockets. Kwa sababu vile walifanya wakati waliingia katika serikali, walipata Kenya ikiwa na matajiri. By the way, Kenya, there's a fraction of Kenyans who are extremely rich. Extremely rich. Especially, there's a group of people from a certain village in Murang'a. Kunaitwaje huku wakina Mwagi, Waikwete, Moga, sijui wapi. A certain village in Kagema. Those guys are extremely rich. In fact, if you go to Nyamakema ni kama yao, by the way. Part of Nairobi ni kama yao. Akina Jimna Baru, the rich Jimna Baru. Wengi ni matajiri wengi sana. So when William Samoei Ruto came to power, akapata watu akina Moi, the Moi's family, Kenyatta's family, akina Mboga Githogori from Kiambu, and now akina Jega Karume. Those families are extremely rich. So when Uhuru came, you know what happened is that Kenyatta's family continued to accumulate a lot of wealth. That is a fact. And then because Sasa William Samoei Ruto want to be very rich and to be the same par with them, that's why they are selling this this parastatus. They are selling to themselves. Sasa kitu kama National Oil Corporation, sasa mambo ya mafuta, sasa kama Kenya Pipeline. So what is happening, by the way, these are the same guys who are complaining when we had a dry port, Naivasha dry port, wakati ambapo bidhaa zingine zilikuwa zinaenda kule Uganda. Uganda could, instead of going to Mombasa, would pick their goods in Naivasha. And the distance was short, if you ask me. It was shorter. It was cheaper. It was convenient for them. Lakini sasa kule Mombasa, watu wanaambiwa sijui nini, port business has been affected. We are going to take back we are take the SGR back to the coast. What has changed, ladies and gentlemen? Other than the people of Naivasha who are working there, who lost their jobs. Sababu wengi walipoteza kazi zao, wengine walikuwa na biashara pale zilifungwa. Because this is our country and there should be no discrimination. So we are thanking the High Court for studying the Kenyans. We are thanking the High Court for throwing out the housing levy. And I'm saying, I don't want to repeat it again, that the government should be forced to refund the money that it has taxed Kenyans because it is illegal for levy. Na hata zile nyumba, the question that I would like to pose to our viewers. Sasa umewahi kujiuliza hizi nyumba ambazo zinajengwa ni nani atapewa? And what will be the criteria of deciding who get which house? And because if you ask me, hizi nyumba zinajengewa watu fulani. That's a fact. Kuna watu fulani ambao wanajengewa nyumba hizi na wao ndio watanufaika. Sio kila mtu. Usifikiri Nigachi kama atapata nyumba pale. Usifikiri. It will depend on who is who in the government. That is it. Because ukitazama vizuri sana utaona kwamba there is one thing that has been happening to William Samoei Ruto. William Samoei Ruto has been very keen, together with his cabinet, to amass a lot of wealth. To amass a lot of, wanataka utajiri mwingi, ni kujilibikizia mali. Kujilibikizia mali. Wananchi nao waendelee kulipa kodi wakiumia. Because right now, Waboi karibu, I thank God, as a teacher, karibu sana. Waboi, what you know, now you not be taxed. That housing levy that the new was taking, Kenya Kwanza was taking, it is unconstitutional. It has been declared discriminatory, and because you see what they were doing, They were taxing people who are in the formal sector, and the government was not taxing the people who are in the informal sector. Yet the constitution does not allow any discrimination. Again, there is no legal framework. They have not done anything. Atuwaseme sasa kile ambacho tutafanya, there is a legal framework, tutafanya hivi, tutakuwa tukifanya hivi. That is what they are failing to do. And like now, they cannot be able to account how much money has been collected from the housing levy so far. Tumetumia pesa gapi? Because Kenyans have been paying. And I remember people complaining, even from private companies. And that is, when you look at it, this ruling is very, very good. Because what has been happening, there has been capital flight. Our investors have been running away. They have been going back to different countries. They have been running to Uganda, others Tanzania. And I'm mnajua hivi vizuri. Because I remember, the Federation of Kenya Employees told us, since William Samoei Ruto came to power and started introducing these taxes, over 70,000 Kenyans have lost their jobs. Yes, this is happening because sasa you are telling a company like Bidco Kenya ati ilipia wafanyikazi wake the housing levy, nao bado wanajilipia and they may not even benefit. You are telling the Kenya private sector wao wanalipia wafanyikazi pesa na wanalipa housing allowance. They give them housing allowance. It doesn't make sense. You are telling people who have their own homes, mtu ako na nyumba yake amejijengea, alichukua loan and still paying the loan hata hajamaliza, alafu unaanza kumkata pesa ajengee nani nyumba? It is discriminatory. It doesn't make sense. Ladies and gentlemen, you are telling a judge who owns a palatial home in Ruda kwake na ni loan alichukua or whatever means alitumia yeye, because most of the people, by the way, the problem of Kenya is not housing. If you ask me, shida ya Kenya sio nyumba, shida ya Kenya ni kazi, shida ya Kenya ni pesa, shida ya Kenya ni ubadhirifu ambao tunaona hapa, matumizi ya pesa za watu kwa fujo. That is what has been happening. Because you cannot come here and tell Kenyans that mnataka nyumba. Unajua ni heri mtu akae wapi? Ni heri mtu akae mahali ambapo kuna maisha nyumba ni ya chini, but he's getting food. Because when you look at the basic commodities, the three basic human needs, number one is food. Kwanza mtu akule, ashibe, ndio aina nguvu ya kufanya kazi. Baada ya kula, mtu avae nguo, kwa sababu hawezi tembea uchi. The third one is shelter. Shelter is number 3. But you cannot tell Kenyans who are hungry and they are walking naked, wanavaa matabara, kwa sababu wengine ukiangalia, some Kenyans by the way, and I pity some Kenyans, ukiangalia wengine tunavaa mararu, nguo ambazo zimeraruka, zingine ukitazama unaweza fikiria ni pazia ya nyumba, ni pazia ya dirisha kwa sababu zimeraruka. Zingine you cannot even tell the colors. Zingine ni kama bendera ya Kenya, zingine look like Christmas tree. This is what is happening to our country. So ladies and gentlemen, when we come here and tell the government that is doing the wrong thing, I think the High Court agree with us, because majority of us have been telling the government, him about housing levy, we don't agree with it. We don't agree with it. Whatever you are doing is not constitutional. Whatever you are doing is not, it doesn't have any legal framework. Na mambo ni mengi ambayo serikali hii imekuwa ikifanya, and Kenyans should now tell the government, hapana, we don't agree on this one. Because even the public participation vile ambavyo wanafanya ni mambo ya upuzi. Because when you look at this finance bill, who agreed with the finance bill anyway? Because according to the presentations that were put forward by Kenyans, wale watu ambao walikuja pale kuongea, tunaona kwamba kila mtu ambaye alikuja pale alipiga mambo fulani, walipiga the housing levy. Kama kuna jambo lilipigwa na Wakenya ni hili la housing levy, and now the Supreme Court has come and has declared it unconstitutional. We don't want it, do away with it. Sasa kutuweka pale na mambo ambayo haifai na ni ya nini? Ladies and gentlemen, those who are joining this channel, kindly like this video, kindly leave a comment, because there is celebration all over. Watu ambao wameajiriwa na serikali wana furaha sana. Zile pesa ambazo zilikuwa zinalipwa, zile walikuwa nalipa in terms of housing levy has been declared unconstitutional. These are breaking news and they are very, very encouraging, and we are happy that it has happened. And we want to thank Okia Omtata, by the way. Okia Omtata, the Busia senator, wherever you are, may God bless you. Wherever you are, you have always stood with Kenyans. You have always stood with the downtrodden, and you never get tired. These are the kind of leaders that we want in this country. Okia Omtata, these are the kind of people we need in this country. People who will tell the government, here you are wrong. People who will always use their money, go to court and defend the common mwananchi. How I wish our members of parliament, how I wish our senators, our leaders could borrow a leaf from Okia Omtata. Okia Omtata is heaven sent, if you ask me. Huyu ni mtu ambaye ametoka biguni. Kwa sababu unajua hapo beleni he was seen as an activist. Somebody who ambaye alikuwa pale, and he never gets tired. He never gets tired. But he always stood on the side of the people. And that is what should happen. Our leaders should always stand on the side of the people. And I want to give us just one example to show how our leaders have been standing with their stomachs. Look at the finance bill. Compare the way the parliament gave it an overwhelming support. Then you come to the ground. Angalia kule kwenu watu walikuwa nasema nini? Watu walikuwa nasema nini? Would you compare what the people are saying on the ground with what was passed in parliament? Because these parliamentarians will always vote with their stomachs. They vote with their stomachs instead of their brains. Ni kama wakati it's like their brains move out of their skulls and then come back after they vote. They don't care. Instead of wawe pale wanatusimamia, they don't do that. But Okia Omtata, as Margaret Akola say, may God bless and protect Okia and his family. Sure. And we say amen and amen. Because Okia Omtata will always speak truth to the power. Atamwambia hivi. And I think whatever he has been doing, ukisikiliza vizuri, ukiangalia vizuri sana, he always have a point. He always have a point. Like now, if you follow the government to government fuel business, they ma deal, utashangaa. And how I wish this thing is taken to court. And people, watu waonyeshwe vizuri sana kwamba serikali, this deal ni ya cartels. They are just pocketing the money. Sasa hii mambo ya kuleta hata nani Anjeri, sasa imekwisha. Ukiangalia vizuri sana imekwisha. Imeisha aje? Imeisha aje? Wamemwibia mafuta, na tunajua vizuri sana, just like Raila Amolo Odinga told us, this lady was fronted by these guys. Wajinufaishe wao wenyewe. And Kenya Kwanza ukiangalia vizuri sana, their main business is to enrich themselves. That is their main business. Their main business is not to serve the Kenyans. You know what they have been telling us? William Samoei Ruto has been repeating one thing, that hii nchi tutaibadilisha. Anasema hivyo, tutabadilisha nchi. Tuone akibadilisha. Tunaona mimi kulingana nami anaibadilisha tukielekea the wrong side. Irene Kioi, Kenyatta, Moi, Kibaki, Uhuru never sold. Yeah. But Zakayo ndiye anataka kuuza. Atapeleka wapi pesa? That's a big question, by the way, Irene Kioi. And thank you for joining us. That's a big question that Kenyans are asking. Anapeleka pesa wapi? Na tena ni nani ananunua? And why are they sold? Why are they selling? Or how comes we have always had these parastatals, others making profits, others very beneficial, like KICC sasa kuuza, si kama kuuza Nairobi, the face of Nairobi, because ask even as a nursery school kid, he has not been to Nairobi kama hajaona KICC. Hana hata sisi tukiwa dogo, kile ambacho tulikuwa tunafanya, ukikaribia tu KICC ulikuwa unataka tu kufotolewa picha pale karibu na KICC. It has sentimental value and has historical value. And I remember when Kibaki came to power, the first thing that he did, he gave order, executive order, that KICC should revert to the government, kwa sababu wakati huo ilikuwa imeibiwa na KANU. Ilikuwa imeibiwa na KANU by the way, lakini hawa sisi vile wanafanya ni kuibia, wanaibia wananchi. If you ask me, ni kuibia, wanaibia wananchi wa kawaida, ni kumwibia. They don't care. Unajua hawa ni kama watu ambao hawana huruma. Ni kama watu ambao vifua vyao vina mawe mifuani. Hawa watu wana mawe vifuani badala ya kuwa na roho. Hawana roho ya mtu, wana mawe vifuani, hawajali. And remember, don't forget, the school fees is coming. The school fees is coming, by the way. Na tutarabwa, kusema kweli, tuliambiwa tutarabwa, lakini kusema kweli tutarabwa. Margaret msaliti, kuitwa Judas, Zakayo repented. Hakuna kitu kibaya kama kusaliti watu. And one of the reasons why the people are very angry, because I have realized that the people of the mountain are extremely angry. One of the reasons I have realized that these people are very angry is because of vile ambavyo walidanganywa. Unajua, kudanganya mtu hakuna tofauti kubwa sana na kumsaliti, kwa sababu unadanganya mtu, you promised, and then when you fail to meet the promise, when you fail to fulfill the promise, kile unafanya sasa ni kudanganya, unadanganya. So this shirt is somehow funny, not noted. Thank you for pointing that. Ni mambo ya haraka hilo, tumeona breaking news tukakuja tukimbia. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, what we are saying is that the breaking news are very, very interesting. When they come, we are able to know, and the courts, we want to thank the courts for studying the Kenyans. We want to thank the people of Kenya for speaking truth to the power. And we want to thank the High Court of Kenya, the judge bench, for studying and telling Kenyans that hivi ndivyo mambo yalivyo. Na kwa sababu kama hangefanya hivyo, watu wa kawaida, watu wangeendelea kuumia, watu wangeendelea kuteseka, watu wangeendelea kulalamika. But now, najua yale mambo ambayo watu wako wanatarajia, hawako wanafikiria kwamba the Supreme Court of Kenya can stand with Kenyans. But that is the breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. So if you are joining this channel for the first time, this is Kashi's Kaman TV, the tallest man in Black Africa. And I like the way you have been joining this channel, the way you have been liking our videos, the way you have been learning behind us. Because without you guys, we may not be able to do much. But when we interact with you and when you read what you write, we like it very, very much. Na hii ndio sababu tukasema kwamba this country belongs to all of us, and when we fail all of us, na when we succeed, we all succeed. Nataka tumalizie hapo kwa sababu ya wakati. Tufanye kazi hapa na pale, tutakutana jioni, and remember to like this video, remember to share, and we are very, very grateful. Have a blessed